Kia ora and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. My name's Damon, and in this episode we are going to be doing another battle report. Now, it has been a little while since I've done any Necromunda battle reports. Since the last campaign, this is actually the first one of this current campaign. We're actually halfway through this campaign as well, and things have been going really well. The only reason why I haven't really been doing any battle reports this campaign is because most of the gangs we've got are new, and not many of the players have actually painted their miniatures, and I do like to have battle reports that have fully painted miniatures and terrain as well, if possible. This game, we've got a match-up between myself, Venators, and Rory with his Saar, or his sort of splinter offshoot gang from last campaign, if you remember those at all. We have a Saar gang led by an Archaeotech, I think they're called, with his special spider. We've also got my Venators, which are proxy for an inquisitorial Ordo Hereticus warband. If you're familiar with the 40k universe, I have an Inquisitor and I have a full retinue of very fluffy and very characterful converted and painted miniatures here for you, which I hope you enjoy. I'm really proud of these guys and how they've turned out, actually. They don't play that well, but they look really cool, and that's the main thing, right? So in this game, we're going to be playing a mining expedition because it's this week's skirmish game. So there's nothing at stake here. This is literally a skirmish. We get to play 2 games each campaign week. One is for a territory, or contesting a territory, a campaign game, and one is a skirmish game. This is that skirmish game. So nothing's really at stake. There's a little bit of money we can get if we're lucky, but this is going to be the mining expedition, which I've played a few times before. It's quite a good one. We've basically got 4 locations around the board that we've got to try and mine. Mining these is a double action. If you roll low, bad things can happen to you. If you roll high, you get that point, so to speak. And there are 4 of them. So really, the first one to get the winner gets more mining tokens, I suppose. If there's a draw, then there's a draw, if we get 2 each, for example. But yeah, I believe it's 2d6 times 10 credits for each of these. However, with our skirmish games in our campaign, we have capped the winnings to a maximum of 2d6 times 10 in any case anyway. So that really is the most you can possibly win here. But yeah, we're going to go and have a look at the gangs now. We'll look at mine first, and then we'll look at Rory's Saar, and we'll talk a little bit about the choices we've made and the sort of equipment and loadouts that we've got for our players now. So let's go get into it. So introducing you to my gang this campaign, I've gone for pure fluff in this campaign and gone with a Venator list. Nothing particularly powerful. We've got some good stuff, some bad stuff, but generally speaking, these guys are fairly short ranged and just not that potent in general. But introducing you to them all now. I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out, to be honest, but we're just going to go through the list because I've got a full complement in this game. So, Inquisitor Absalom Angevin is leading the charge here. This guy's quite interesting. We went with the first Venator profile, so he's got the sort of average stats across the board, really. But he has a plasma pistol and a servo claw with a conversion field, which is pretty nice. Hasn't worked yet, though. He's got True Grit for his skill, and he's also a Psyker, a sanctioned Psyker. So we've gone with Cause Pain, which is a Biomancy power, and he's since leveled up to get an increase in Will, and also a second Psychic power. So he's got Weapon Jinx now, which is a simple 2. So he doesn't have a Discipline because he's half Technomancer, half Biomancer there as well. Next up, we've got the Interrogator. So she's the next in charge. She's my champion, using the Inquisitor Greyfax model there, which is just a lovely model from Games Workshop. But she's got a Combi Bolter Needler. She has the shooty profile, and she's also got Trick Shot as her skill, which mine, kind of like an Infrasight, reduces cover. But yeah, she's hitting stuff very reliably with her Bolter Needler. She's also got a backup set of throwing knives as well. She's also got an armoured undersuit and layered flak armour there too. Next up is the big guy. This guy is the Crusader. I can't remember what his name is. Crusader Haldane Mauritani. he has got a movement increase to offset the fact that he has a Ceramite shield. So Ceramite shield, if you haven't used them, gives you +2 save from your front arc, but it also inhibits your ability to move. So you can't move, so he basically charges everywhere. It's not ideal, but that's why I gave him the movement increase. Now this guy has the fighty profile opposite to the shooty profile. So I've got one shooty champ and one fighty champ. This guy has a great sword, light carapace armor, and just as I mentioned, the Ceramite shield there as well. Now his skill, of course, is Nerves of Steel, and he's very, very, very potent in close combat indeed, with Sever on the great sword, very nasty. The next guy was missing from my last game and is, I can't remember what I'm calling this guy, but yeah, he's got 2 auto pistols and flak armor, and he's just a ganger with the slightly more shooty Van Saar-like profile with a higher ballistic skill, and he's also got a hand injury, so he's terrible in close combat with a weapon skill of 6, which is terrible, but I call him the Dandy Highwayman. He looks like adamant there. The next one is also another ganger here, and she has got a shotgun with solid and scatter, and also throwing knives, again the shooty profile and layered flak armor. Next up is my new recruit. This is my Executioner. He's the guy who carries out the Ordo Hereticus judgment on these fools, and he is coming with layered flak armor. He's got the sort of Goliath profile, so he's a bit tougher, and he's got this axe that counts as a power axe and a stub gun as well. Yes, I know it doesn't look like a power axe, but it just looks really, really cool, and I did buy a power axe on creation as well. Two-handed axes are just terrible weapons, so I didn't take one. As much as I want to play fluff, I don't want to play too much fluff. This guy here is probably my favourite looking one. I did steal this idea of someone on Instagram that I saw, and it's a lot of work actually to get the arms to work, but we've got a Enforcer body with some Scion arms and gun and stuff, but what we're using this guy as is a hotshot las gun with layered flak armor there as well. He's also got the higher toughness too. This one's quite exciting, last member of the team. This is my Beastmaster. So this is actually the new hanger-on. It is fantastic, I love it. I've been wanting Beastmasters for a while in Necromunda since the old version of the game. This time, yes, you might be looking at it thinking, why are there 2 dogs there? There aren't any dogs available for Beastmasters. I'm actually using them as the giant rat profile. So that means that my Beastmaster and all 3 dogs/rats do have dodge as well, which is quite cool. She comes with a sawn-off shotgun and a shock stave with mesh armor, I believe. But yeah, that's the Crucible of Thorns. Really loving the way that they look, and I'll be hoping to play them in the future as well. So here we are with the Van Saar gang in this campaign, carrying over from last campaign actually. We've got the Highly Star Ascendant.
Yep. And
Rory here is just going to give you a little bit of a run through on what we've got here.
so right over on the left, we have Milky, who is the pet of Viridian, standing next to it, the beautiful spider pair.
Yep.
Viridian has that spider rig with grav gun, as well as a grav chute, respirators, motive gamma, and vascular alpha.
And he's taken over from your leader this campaign?
Yes, that is a champion promoted to leader, using the Splinter gang rules, and has the rad-phaged rule. Next over we have Hagen, who has...
Nice old school Van Saar there.
Yes. A fighting knife, a las gun, and flak armor, and is a subtech. In fact, the rest of them are all subtechs. Then we have Marie, who just has a smoke grenade.
Marie with the smoke grenade.
Yeah. Johan with a las sub carbine and mesh armor.
He's a ganger, is he?
They're all subtechs.
Oh, right, okay. Subtechs.
Then we've got Elza, who has nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
That's a Jew with nothing. And the only unpainted one, that's all.
And then Andrea I got as part of my settlement.
Yeah, cool.
Well, both Andrea and Elza, but I've bought Andrea a las pistol and otherwise has nothing.
Free Juve, but they've all got the bodysuits. They come with the bodysuit. So this is a Van Saar gang, of course. So you only got the very Van Saar looking guys are the ones at the front there. But yeah, just pointing out again, just that this is a Splinter gang, offshoot gang of the last campaign. So the leader's gone, he's retired, and we've got the champion taking over. So there we go. What skill did he have as well? Rad-phaged, was it?
Rad-phaged. And I'm missing my champion, who was a Juve promoted to champion.
Ah, yeah. So the main event is kind of the one that we're hoping to end up as leader is actually out of the game at the moment. That's the hand flamer.
No. Grav board though.
Yeah, grav cutter with what weapons has that one got?
Las pistols and a Xenarch Death Arc.
Oh bloody hell! Okay, Xenarch Death Arc. Anyway, let's get into it and start deployment. Now, in this mining expedition matchup, there is actually a large 610 credit value difference between the two gangs here in the crew ratings. So we have brought in 2 extra scum for the Van Saar here. We've got one with an axe and a las pistol, and one with a las gun. Both got mesh armor, and we've also got the card face down there as well, which is an underdog tactics card, which are worth 300, I believe, in our campaign. And we're just going to go and set up now. There we have it. So both gangs are set up now. We've got quite a nice scattered but quite a low level table. I think everything's going to be played on the ground floor, but over here on this side we've got the Crucible of Thorns here, spread out nice and evenly. Across here, the Crusader in the middle, of course, straight down the middle. Shotgun, we've got the rats under here as well, sort of dogs, should I say. And over here we have the Van Saar setting up on this side with the lasgun ganger on the roof there. We've got scummers all around the place, and of course the leader over here with his spider on the rooftop. If we look at the board as well, we've got 4 locations to mine. Each of those has got a golden barrel that we're going to remove once they've been mined out, and those are just in the 4 quarters of the board there as well. And an ammo jack on the roof just to remind me that I've got one, because I'll forget otherwise. And we're just going to roll for priority now. So, Rory, do you want to do the honours? So we've got a 6 there, so unless I get a 6, let's have a look. Oh. I get a 1. So Rory gets the first turn, and that is Van Saar turn 1 on this mining expedition. So the Juve with the smoke grenade is the first to go, and she's going to lob a smoke grenade onto this bridge here. So at full range pretty much, just to see if she can actually do it. She does run out of smoke grenades. Oh, sorry, that's the hit roll, wasn't it? So, yep. So now you just see if you run out of smoke grenades. It does. So she runs out and she misses. Now for the scatter. Yep.
I'll just roll these over here so it's a little bit...
Yep. Okay, so it goes back 2 inches. So it's still in effect. It should still lock off that area there a little bit for you there as well. That's Van Saar first activation. So with my first turn, I did move the Beastmaster and her 3 doggies, or giant rats as they're also known, and she's getting shot through the window by this scammer over there with a lasgun. So he's hitting on 6s here because it is a hard cover, and he'll miss. And that's the first shot of the game. So not a lot happened in turn 1. That's the end of turn 1 actually. We've got 1 ganger on the target over here. We've got the 3 dogs over here on this one, but the Van Saar have actually managed to gather quite a lot. We've got 2 on that mining location over there and 1 over there as well. So this turn will be quite a bit of mining. It could be a very quick game if they all get mined out very quickly, but now we're going to roll for priority. So turn 2, Rory, you going to do the honours? Rory gets a 4 here. Rory had it last turn, so and we'll get it this turn as well. So into turn 2 now. So the sound actually cut out on this clip here, so I'm just re-recording this, but what's happening here is my shotgunner is getting shot by the Van Saar lasgun, which does hit and does not wound. So it does pin me in my own area over here, and that's that for that shot. So the Venator champion here, the Interrogator, is going to use her combi bolter needler and shoot over into that scum on the left there with the bolt gun profile. She didn't think she's in range, but she's hitting on a 2 here because she has got trick shot, and despite him being in soft cover, it does negate that, and that will hit with 1 shot there as well. So he's pinned. Let's see if he's wounded on a 3. He is wounded, and that would be a -1. So he's got mesh armor, that guy. So he's got 6 up save. Doesn't quite make it, and that will be 2 damage. So, does this be the first injury of the game? Yep, that's a double serious injury, so he's face down in the dirt. That was the first nasty shot from me. In for the first mining activation here. So we've got to roll 2d6 here and consult the chart. So we'll see what this young lady gets.
Well, hopefully she's learnt to mine after a week captive with dwarves.
That's pretty good, that's a 10. So that is some good scrap here. The fighter finds a rich seam of scrap to mine. Make a note of the gang who found this. So that's it. You've actually mined it out in turn 1. That's fantastic. So 10 plus actually. And you get that one already. So again, this could be quite a quick game there. So in the same vein, we're actually going to use the dogs to do the mining here. So then we're going to activate these first. So we're going to use the one that actually looks like a rat there. It's 2d6 for this one. And I get a 4. I'm not sure that's a good one. Do you want to just look that up for me?
Got bitten.
Got bitten. What does that mean? I take a strength.
Strength 1, damage 1 hit.
Strength 1, damage 1 hit.
Yeah,
Okie
so you go
dokie.
straight to roll everyone.
Yeah, so wounding on a 6 here. No. Okay, so one doggy failed. Next doggy gets a 6.
You roll 3d6 next time.
Okay, well, that means I get another d6 for the next dog.
If that dog gets 3d6 next time.
Oh, okay, yep, so just 2d6 for the next dog then. And he gets a 5. So that's
Also
another.
bitten.
Also bitten on a 5. Oof, okay. And he does get wounded. Hasn't got a save, so it's just an injury roll for you. Oh, God.
There we go.
Oh, it's a flesh wounded one. I'll use the. Oh dear, didn't go so well for them, but that's what you get. And now I'm going to activate the Rambler as well. Rambler? I don't know what they're called.
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, that's the one. Another shot from the Lasgun Scummer this time. Again into the Beastmaster here.
No,
That won't hit with the 3. We were just not sure about what the cover was there, whether it was hard or soft, but either way, a 3 will miss there. Tactics card being played there on the roof as my explicator down there has moved. We're just using reaction fire here, so it's kind of like Overwatch, which will hit with the las gun again. So I was pinned when I was hit, so we'll see how this works, but we'll see if it wounds first. It will wound, but I got a 5 up save here. So it doesn't save, so that's another injury roll there. And she's seriously injured, so that worked. Good tactics card. Crusader Haldane Mauritani is charging up the board there. We're going to do some more mining action over there with the Saar Juve, the unpainted one. And she gets a 9, so close. She gets the 3d6 thing instead of 2d6 next turn. It was 10 plus to get it. Not bad though. Actually, let me just read that again. Let's have a look over here. Might be something else. Yes, there might be something there, so you get an extra d6. That character gets an extra d6 afterwards. Nothing really done for Venators, just some more movement there, and we've got another mining action over from the Saar Juve there. And gets a 8, so that's another 3 3d6 things, pardon my French. It's the same sort of thing as we had over here with the dogs as well, but it is 1-0 to the Saar so far. A couple more movements to make. The brand new Executioner is going to try a bit of mining here, and he doesn't want a double one. I've just jinxed myself by saying it though. Oh, he gets a 5, so he also gets attacked.
Yep.
So wounding on a 6 again here. No, that's a 1, so he's actually quite fine. But nothing happens there. Every gang that Rory's ever had, he always jumps his leaders over big bits of terrain. So we've got a jump here going for the leader. I'm not sure what the inch is, 4 plus.
Probably need 6.
Might be alright, but hang on, it's -1 for every inch that we go, isn't it? Or something like that.
It's initiative 5 plus.
So yeah, no, he definitely fast. But he has got a grab chute, so worth pointing out. He just goes to the bottom of the blonk and then can carry on his movement, I suppose, because he's got a grab chute. He's not pinned or anything.
Yeah.
And then we've got the spider to go next.
Well, that's the first part of his action, and
Yep.
the second action is going to be just another
move. Worth pointing out that flesh wound on the spider there is legit. It was a tactics card called Tainted Meat, which I'm using in conjunction with Cause Pain on the leader to do a nasty little combination there if I can see it, but I can't because that dice down there is representing a smoke grenade there as well. So. So the spider just used Violent Minded, which is another tactics card. 3 tactics cards to be used already. This one gives you an extra activation, so we're going to move and shoot through the window at the Crusader, I imagine, with the web pistol. Now, it's strength 2, isn't it, this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's okay. Yeah, well, we'll see what the dice rolls it is first, but here we go. Wounding on a 6, it will do it because I'm toughness 4, so it would have actually been a 6 as well.
Yeah.
Jesus, okay, so he's wounded and counts as seriously injured, so that's that. Now, Never Steel obviously doesn't do anything there because he counts as seriously injured, so that's that.
Ammo.
Are we running out of ammo? No, we're not. So that's fine. I've got my leader left to go and a hotshot las gunner down here as well. So in retaliation, Inquisitor Absalom Angevin is now going to be using cause pain on the spider, which is why we flesh wounded it in the first place. But is this going to work? I've got a willpower of a 4+ here to pull this one off. Oh no! It's the worst possible thing. However, because that would be really, really bad, I'm a sanctioned psyker, so I get to re-roll that once per game. And I think I'll definitely be re-rolling that and hoping not for nipples. Jesus Christ. Okay, right. Oh, still doesn't go off though. Ouch. There we go. And I can't do that again in the game, but yeah, those nipples would have been terrible because it would have been perils of a warp and a fail. Not the best turn, this one. So the last action is a hotshot lasgun shot off into the leader over there from my security chief. So, let's see what we're hitting on here. We're in close range, we get the +1, but we've also got cover there too. I don't think that'll do it, because that's a 3. I think I needed a 4 or 5 there, so. And that's that. I think that's the end of the turn. So 1-0 to Rory. And I believe a bottle check for me, if I started with 8.
Yeah,
yep.
You rolled a 6, I think.
Got 2 seriously injured here, so we're going to do the 6 up here. Just safe. So don't have that to worry about. However, we do have to do some recovery rolls here, so we might as well do yours first, I suppose. Got the scummer down here, gets +1. So he stays seriously injured. And then we've got my ones as well. So the Crusader down on the ground there, he's flesh wounded, so he's okay. He turns around. Luckily, because I was shitting myself there a little bit. I can't be coup de grace this turn at least. However, because he'll be webbed again. You can keep getting webbed. And we have the Explicator down there as well. She hasn't got any help. She dead. So she's out of the game. That model I was actually using in the last game actually died. So hopefully this isn't the case, but this is the injury roll. 1, I want another 1 here. No, 13, but she's into the next game, that's fine. Out cold. As we roll priority for turn 3 now. Rory gets a 5, and I get a 3. So that's Vansar 3 from 3 there. As I remove this player from the game. Here's where I start to rue all of my choices in this game. We've got a grav gun shot going. Where are we going? Where are we putting it? Right in the middle on the bin there. It's a 3-inch target, but if we miss at all or whatever, we should be able to get two guys here. But now this has got an 18 inches range, and we've got a 2+, I believe you're hitting on.
Yeah,
something like that. Anyway, expand Saar here.
+1 for short range, probably at that range, but that matters.
That will hit.
Yep.
Now we'll just get the template just to see who it hits exactly. It'll pin everybody because it's got concussion as well.
It gets 2.
Gets 2. Which 2 would you choose? Oh, get those 2.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So it does get my leader who's pinned, and it does get my executioner as well, who is also pinned. You might as well do my leader first.
So how does this work with grab?
It's toughness. So you've got to get equal to or under my toughness. No, hang on. Over 2.
Yeah.
Over my toughness. Yeah. Is it?
I'll just check the rules on.
It might be just over my toughness. But yeah, we'll just take on grav. Be right back actually. So we're back looking up the rules for graviton pulse here, because it's not one of those traits we see too often, but just to recap, the leader has been caught with the graviton pulse, and so has this guy. So now it's strength checks, I believe. Strength or toughness? Strength, isn't it? So I got to roll equal to or under my strength here with my leader, so it's a 3 or under. So I do get wounded by it, and there's no save to be made either.
Straight 2, so that will go down.
That's 2 damage. So he's got 1 damage, but he's got true grit. So you roll 2 and I pick. I do take a wound there, so I'll pick the flesh wound, thanks. Not that I get a choice. So we have lost a wound and got a flesh wound on my leader here, so it's not too nice. And now for the other guy. He's fine, so he doesn't get wounded by it at all, because it's under his strength. But it's pretty nasty, and the grav pulse stays there too. Forgetting about the spider for a minute, we're also going to web through the window again. So the Crusader's getting another dose. This time it won't wound him though.
No wounds, and still got ammo though, and then...
And yep, still got ammo for the web. And those are those 2, I believe. Or is he moving as well?
Moving back within...
Moving back.
Cuddle range of...
Sweet. That's that. Cool. Over to me. So we've got the sawn-off shotgun shot onto the leader there through the window. Just before we figure out what to do with these dogs in their mining. So Beastmaster's going to go first. And this is just a straight ballistic skill shot, because we're not at that lovely 4-inch short range there at all. So hitting on a 4 here. That would do it though. And it would pin him. And it is D6 shots. 3 shots. So, what's your toughness?
4.
Times 4. So winning on 5s here. 1 wound, and there's no AP on that, so you just get a straight save.
Mesh armor with undersuit. It's failed.
Takes a wound. So both leaders have been wounded and flesh wounded. So that's not too bad. And then we're going to stay on camera because we're going to actually do these rats now as well. So the first, well, I say rats, dogs, you know. We'll go with the one that's flesh wounded first. So it's 2d6 for that one. And we got an 8 there, so we get another d6 for that one next turn as well. The next dog does have an extra d6, so we need a 10 or more on 3d6 here for this one. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do mine it, so that's pretty cool. I'll take that, and that means the other dog is free to do what he wants. Okay, so it's a point each now, but we've got a shot from the las gunner on the roof up there, all the way over down into my dandy highwayman. So hitting on a 6 here because it's hardcover. Oh, that was so going to be a 6, but he does miss that one. And now it's over to the Inquisitor. So the Interrogator now, again with another bolt gun shot from the combi weapon into the hard cover of the unpainted Venators Juve there. So I'm not aiming, and it's hard cover, so I go to a 4 up, but then I got trick shot, so it's a 3 up this one. And I'll miss with a 1. Lousy, lousy. Over to the Venators. We now have a cheeky scummer going for the possible 18-inch short range on this leader who's prone. So we'll see about this. Is it in range? It's just in range, yeah, I'd say so. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah, I don't like it, but I'll give you it. I have to. What are we hitting on here? Just a 3. Jesus. Not too bad. So that will hit. I'm winning my leader on a... Oh, he's flesh wounded, so you're winning me on a 3 now. That won't do it. So I need to put the flesh wound token on him because I will forget otherwise. The dandy highwayman himself is now going to do a mining action here. He's feeling lucky. He is not that lucky, but he gets the extra d6 next turn, and that's a double action to do so. So he has gone now. Over to you.
Andrea making her mining action.
Andrea doesn't quite do it. She needed a 10, so she got the 3d6 there, but didn't quite do it. I really wish I'd hit her with this, you know, but there we go. The security chief is very, very angry with that spider, so we're going to aim and shoot the spider down here with the hot shot las gun. Now, I think that's probably within 18 because we just had another shot which was within. So, looking for a 4-3-2 here. And he does hit with the hot shot, so what's the toughness of that thing? 2? Or 1?
1. No.
1, okay, winning on a 2. Yeah, that will do it. So that's, does it have a save?
No,
doesn't have a save. Straight injury roll. Come on, I want to get rid of this spider. Seriously injured spider. Now, yeah, your leader will need to make a cool check there, actually, won't he? Because it's not a prospect or anything. Another prospecting action over here from the other Venators Juve. 3d6 this time. Oh, we've got 5 plus... Oh, not quite. Still 9 there. So we get another 3 dicks. 3 dicks? I said it again. That's twice in this game.
It's a case of dildos he's found.
Dear oh dear. So those have both got 3d6 each next turn. So it is 1 all at the moment with a prospecting site here, which I'm probably not likely to get, and one over there, which is much more likely to be got. But if it is a draw, then we just have to fight out to see who sticks around. But so far, the Venators are doing the damage, I would say. Mind you, I don't know. You never know. These games can turn very quickly. I've got a couple more to go now. So I was going to do the chicken shit thing here and run away, and it may be, well, we're banking on getting priority next turn, but we're actually going to use cause pain on the enemy leader here. And we're going to try and get a 5+ again. So hopefully no perils this time. Yeah, that works. So I do get an 8. So he's wounded already, which means that we just get to roll 1 injury dice here. Let's see, and apply the effects. See if we can do something here. It's a flesh wound. So the best result for you, because it doesn't do anything there. And the leader is flesh wounded, and that is, I believe, the end of the turn. So turn 3 was full of action, actually. That really kicked off. Both leaders are wounded and flesh wounded, which is bad. The Venators can't now bottle because one went, but the other one recovered, so we're now at 7. Can you bottle? Don't think so. You've got 1 serious injury. The pet doesn't count. So, yeah, I think it's just recovery roll for this guy. He gets 2 dice there, just to see if he recovers. He does. So he gets a flesh wound there and turns over. The Crusader has moved through the gap there. He's just charging forward with the Ceramite shield. Over here we've got a situation. The grav pulse thing is gone, but this leader over here can still stand up and do it again. So yeah, it's really down to priority now. Rory has had it 3 times in a row. Can he get it a 4th time in a row? I'll be very annoyed if you do. Oh, I do get it with a draw. So, yeah. But now I've really got to decide what the safest plan of action is here. So I might need to do some thinking. After much deliberating, I think I'm going to go with the safe option. There were multiple options here. I was going to go with the shotgun here and maybe coup de grace with the doggy, but we just realised that the spider is fearsome. The other thing I could have done over there was charge, but I can't engage all of them and stop them. So I think we're going to go with the group activation here with the leader, and we're going to do some double mining here. So the first one I'm going to do is this one. So it's a double action. He did get the 3d6 there that turn as well. The other one didn't, but this one gets 3d6. So we need a 10 here. Come on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 just gets it. So that is 2 to the Venators, 1 to the Van Saar. The next activation is going to be Absalom Angevin is going to use, not cause pain this time, he's going to use Weapon Jinx on the grav gun, or try to anyway. So this is simple to do this. Just need the 5 up to do it. And I get a 9. So yeah, it's an ammo check for your thingy bob, which I think does help me a lot because it means that you can't shoot it. Mind you, you've got other weapons, haven't you?
Got the spider rig, but yes, the ammo check has failed.
Sweet, okay. So it's not scarce though, it can be reloaded, but that does help me a lot because it stops the grav bubble coming here. Now, what other weapon has he got? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to duck into cover here and be cheesy and hide because I'm feeling like something bad might happen. So that's that. This guy here, we're going to decide what to do with him, but it's probably just a move action there. And the Crusader just run through the door there. Not the Crusader, sorry, the Executioner. We've now got another mining action over here. With the 3d6 this time, we need a 10 more. Definitely gets it, so that's that one. So that is 2 apiece. I'm not sure whether we actually play the rest of the turn out. I think we probably do, but either way it's a draw, I imagine. We'll have a look at the conditions of this mining expedition. So that's that, basically. The game finishes as soon as all of the mines have been mined. So that only lasted, what, 4 turns? It's quite a quick game. Not too much damage was had. It, I could have got nasty very quickly. I actually think that next turn would have got really nasty, particularly if my Crusader got in and started chopping people up. One of our leaders went out of action. Potential for it to get really nasty there. So luckily we both get away. It's a draw. We got 2 each, so we get some money for this one as well in this skirmish game. And that is that. So there we have it, the post-game or post-match talk now. Now that was an interesting game. It was very, very even actually. I, on paper, expected to kind of dominate the Van Saar a little bit just because they were missing a few big players and they had so much less in terms of their crew rating as well. However, they used some really, really clever tactics cards. And it's nice that this game finished in a draw, to be honest, because there's no hard feelings. This is a very soft game. Both of our leaders could have been hurt, and I think if we'd gone on an extra turn, that would have turned very, very nasty. So yeah, in retrospect, I think that was a good one. No one bottled out, no one lost any rep, and there were no serious injuries, no critical injuries, anything like that as well. So all of our fighters on both sides are fully fit for the next game, which is fantastic. We got a little bit of XP, not much. In fact, I don't think a single fighter on the board got any extra XP from what they get for just playing the game. So it was a very soft affair, I would say, but could have got nasty very, very easily. As we see so many times in Necromunda, that does happen when games can be very tame and then all of a sudden one turn explodes. Just quickly, if you are wanting to find that scenario and the rules for it, that you'll find that in the Book of the Outcast. There are some really, really good scenarios in that book. I particularly like Market Mayhem as well, which is one of my favourites there too. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope to be back with another battle report really soon against the Squats. I should be playing the Squats this week. The Squats are top of our current campaign at the moment. They are absolutely dominating things at the moment, so it'll be really interesting facing them, whether we do it with vehicles or not. I'm not as keen on the vehicles idea, but I will get a lot in terms of bounty on them, I think, as well. So anyway, that's it for now. Peace out.